एज ग्रुप above 10 year and 12 years, they usually have productive curve. So लेकिन जो age group from 1 to 10 year, they usually do not have any productive curve. Specifically, they produce sputum in copious amount. It's very rare. History of weight loss is there, and time duration. That's very important. Time duration is that I already mentioned in the scenario that he had history of fever for the past 3 months. और कुछ पूछना है बेटा हिस्ट्री में? तो फिर मैं बताऊं क्या पूछते हैं. What is appetite? Very good. Appetite. He had decreased appetite. He had history of anorexia and decreased appetite for the past 2 months. Very good. Or bowel habits. It's usually normal bowel habits. Worse cough at night. Cough, yes. You have to ask regarding the specific timing, whether the cough is more at night. Very good question. Or this child have cough almost all the time and not more at night. And usually he had cough all the time. Time of fever. Fever is usually at night time in this case. Very good. Timing of fever is very important. और क्या important है बेटा fever के regarding? Intensity of fever. Whether the fever very high grade spikes of fever or a low grade fever, 100 or 99. It's very important. Time of fever, intensity of fever, and how it gets relief. और क्या पूछेंगे? Any lymph node swelling? But if there is, you can ask, but if there is history of swelling over the neck, they tell you. Okay? But it's good. It's related to the color of the sputum. Okay, it's white color. बच्चों में ना sputum color it's not as that much important as an adolescent or adult age group. Weakness, yes. Here history of weakness. Anorexia, weakness. Night sweat positive. Weight loss is there. Low grade fever is there. Mostly at night. Shortness of breath. Yes, very good question. Associated symptoms with the cough. Very good. Shortness of breath. No, he do not have the history of shortness of breath. Family history. HOPC Badan. Family history. Anyone? Very good. History of TB in the family. Only history of TB? Yes, his father had history of tuberculosis 1 year back. So if there is a history of TB in the family, what further question you need to ask? TB and asthma what? Immunocompromised. Immunocompromised में question क्या पूछोगे? Mother को ये तो नहीं पूछोगे कि whether they are immunocompromised or not. Regarding immunocompromised, what you have to ask? Immunocompromised, you have to ask whether the child is on any steroids in the past or any immunosuppressive medicine, or he had history of diseases like history of measles, history of whooping cough. Okay. Be very good. Vaccination. It's about the drug crowding is very important. Whether live in a crowded house, poorly ventilated crowded house. Recurrent infection history is also important in the past, but there is no history of recurrent infection in this child. But it is very important to ask regarding the recurrent infection or similar episodes in the past. Very good. Experienced, recurrent infections. No, this child do not have, but this question is very important to rule out the other differential diagnosis. Socioeconomic is very important. This child is belong to a poor class family. हिस्ट्री तो आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छी पूछ ली भाई. सोशियो इकोनॉमिक वेरी गुड. अभी जो कुछ रह जाएगा तो फिर हम उसको रिपीट कर लेते हैं. एनी क्वेश्चन फादर? व्हेनेवर दे गिव द हिस्ट्री के फादर को टीबी है, हिस्ट्री यू हैव टू आस्क when the father had history of tuberculosis and whether he is treated well or not, or whether the sputum, how the father was diagnosed. On the basis of the sputum is positive or negative. It is very important. Hygiene, very good. History of hygiene, socioeconomic status, diet, very good. Dietary history is also very, because this child is of age 9 years and weight is only 16 kg, emaciated child. You have to take the detailed dietary history. ठीक है. अब हम अपना देखते हैं हमने क्या लिया. So, differential history. So, we have to ask about the duration of the cough, production of sputum, hemoptysis, adolescent. Hemoptysis बच्चों में in childhood age group less than 10 years पे common नहीं होती, but it may present with hemoptysis and adolescent like 12 years, 14 years, they may present with history of hemoptysis in the sputum, blood in the sputum. Okay. Specific timing is important. Seasonal variation is important because if the child have history of cough off and on for 3 months, maybe due to asthma, and asthma may it is associated with a seasonal variation. And they have a specific timing, more at night, more with the season, in cold season. Associated symptoms, you are always all associated symptoms. कौन से पूछे? Like someone tell, like that history of distress, shortness of breath is very important, and associated symptoms like chest pain because it may present with consolidation. So always ask about the history of chest pain, breathlessness, and specific and associated symptoms. और further क्या हो सकते हैं बेटा? Hemoptysis हो गया. Grading of fever is important because usually if there is a history of asthma, they usually do not have fever. But in case of tuberculosis, they usually have low grade fever. Sweating, history of night sweat, पूछ लिया आप लोगों ने, history of weight loss, and respond to treatment. For the past 3 months, you have to ask whether the child took any treatment for that. Or sometimes they may take ATT. So you always ask whether they took any consultation in your HOPC. You always ask whether they took any consultation regarding these symptoms and what treatment they got. They took whether they took multiple times oral antibiotic or IV antibiotics, and what is the response to that antibiotic. It is also very important. If the child, if that child take antibiotic, IV antibiotic, and they give good response, fever gets subsided, chest pain gets improved, it means it's not a tuberculosis, maybe due to some other infection. So always ask the past history, the history of consultation and medication regarding these symptoms. And history of measles, history of whooping coughs, because measles, whooping cough, these are all the ailments that decrease the immunity of any child, who are particularly those who are malnourished. So always ask about this history of measles and whooping cough. Immunocompromised, you can ask whether they took any immunosuppressant drug, whether the child is on steroids, okay, or history of contact is very important. History of contact is that whether they have a history of contact to any sputum positive patient. They give the history that the father is had TB, but you can also, if the father is not involved, you can also ask any relative who had contact with this child for more than 4 hours per day. That is indicate that the history of contact is positive. Nutritional history is important because this child has very low weight, but have weight of 16 kg. So you have to take the good nutritional history. History of anorexia is important. Vaccination history regarding the BCG vaccine. Okay. Or socioeconomic status, you already told, can ask about the socioeconomic status. What is the earning of the child? How many rooms in the house? They are well ventilated or not? Because TB is more common in a poor, overcrowding, poorly ventilated house. Spread of TB is more chance of spread of the TB. If the house is well ventilated, there is a decreased chance. It's a risk factor. Overcrowding, poor ventilated house is a risk factor for tuberculosis suppression. Take it. Spread of tuberculosis. So you always ask about the socioeconomic status as well as the hygienic condition and dietary history. This is all you ask in the history. So now next question is that what could on the basis of your history, what could be the differential diagnosis on this scenario? At least 3 batao. 3 differential diagnosis. TB, very good. Or asthma, very good. Asthma. And pneumonia. 3 months तक तो नहीं रहेगा ना बेटा. Lung cancer. TB pneumonia good, but bacterial pneumonia beta with complication. If they had history of pneumonia and they develop complications like abscess, pleurosis, or any bronchiectasis, so they may present with this scenario. Okay, so bronchiectasis, very good. Or bronchiolitis की age group नहीं है बेटा, 10 years का बच्चा है ये. Bronchiolitis is usually present in 6 months to 1 year. और bronchiolitis की history is short. उसकी short history होती है, 2 to 3 days, 1 week, not more than that. So we kept in a differential diagnosis, TB pneumonia, asthma or reactive airway disease, और कुछ रह गया. Lung cancer बच्चों में very very rare. उसके अलावा कौन सा malignancy बच्चों में the child can present like this, like history of weight loss, low grade fever for the past 2 months, and night sweat. What malignancy that comes in your mind? क्या हो सकता possibility? Lymphoma. Very good. Lymphoma. ठीक है? Lymphoma can present with the history of weight loss, night sweats, low grade fever only with swellings. Okay? ARDS, IRDS basically they present with a short history बेटा. इतनी prolonged 2 months की history नहीं होगी उसकी. CLD present with history of cough for the past 3 months. No, CLD नहीं होगा ना बेटा. वेट लॉस हो सकता है बट CLD इज यूजुअली प्रेजेंट. उसकी क्या होता है? एसाइटिस, एब्डोमिनल डिस्टेंशन, हेमोप्टिसिस, इसके साथ हेमाटोमेसिस के साथ होता है. वो जॉन्डिस के साथ आएगा. CLD इज नॉट इन योर डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस. ठीक है, तो अभी जरा ममट्री चेक कर ले. तो कॉमन जो मेन है ना इसका, पल्मोनरी टीबी, TBB, pulmonary TB, spastic expansion, reactive airway disease or asthma, foreign body inhalation, and lymphoma. Foreign body inhalation, like any child who is present with a history of cough for the past 2 months, always ask the history regarding choking. Always ask in your history regarding the history of choking or any chalia intake of chalia. Because if there is, they take the foreign body inhalation, they may present with recurrent infection at the same site or cough, continuous cough for the past 2 months and low grade fever. So keep foreign body inhalation in your differential diagnosis. Okay, done. चलो next slide. Next हम ये लेंगे कि different what could be the possible type of TB in childhood age group and which TB is more common. Must not have weight loss. हाँ, weight loss नहीं होगा, लेकिन बेटा differential diagnosis में सारे points आपको नहीं put करने होते, कुछ favor में होने चाहिए. There is a differential diagnosis, and हम definitive diagnosis नहीं बोल रहे हैं, differential diagnosis. You can get foreign body inhalation in your differential diagnosis. Lower down, but you can get. The top is same: TB pneumonia, pulmonary TB, reactive airway disease, lymphoma, and foreign body inhalation. Okay. Now, next is the what type of different type of TB we can experience in pediatric age group. सबसे common कौन सी होती है और कौन-कौन सी types है? अभी सिर्फ एक pulmonary आई है. Yes, pulmonary TB, that is the most common TB in pediatric age group. Meningeal TB क्या होती है बेटा? Tuberculous meningitis, very good. Meningitis, meningeally. Tuberculous meningitis, very good. और कौन सी है? Miliary TB, very good. क्या होती है miliary TB? That is basically from the primary focus, these bacilli get spread through the lymphatic or blood stream towards whole of the involvement of the lung and any organ, with the formation of a small millets all over the lung parenchyma or in the liver or in the renal side. So the common site of miliary TB in children is pulmonary miliary TB. Pott's disease, very good. TB bones में बच्चों में TB can also affect the bones. In pediatric age group, Pott's disease, that is involvement of TB of the spine, is more common bone that is involved, vertebra. Okay? Pott's disease, very good. Renal TB, yes, but it is very rare in pediatric age group. But it can. In adolescent age group, renal TB can present. Pott's disease, very good. एक important रह गई. Abdominal TB, very good. Abdominal TB, सही. और कौन सी रह गई? अब एक और. Intestinal और abdominal same होती है बेटा. और कौन सी? एक रह गई है. That is the second most common in pediatric age group. TB lymphadenitis, cervical lymphadenopathy. Okay? After pulmonary TB, cervical lymphadenopathy or TB lymphadenitis is more common. That is followed by abdominal TB, then TB meningitis, then उसके बाद हमारी miliary TB and Pott's disease. ठीक है? And finally the renal TB. Renal TB बहुत कम होती है बच्चों में. See? So these are how they, and each present with a different finding. Like pulmonary TB has the same scenario. They usually present with the cough, chest pain, weight loss. Okay? And TB lymphadenitis, how they can present? TB lymphadenitis basically present with painless swelling over the neck, over the cervical side. The common side is the cervical lymph node. So they usually present with the swelling that is progressively increased for a month or 15 days, but it is painless. It should be painless. Sometimes they may present with a discharge from that sinus. Okay? And TB lymphadenitis, they usually do not have fever and weight loss most of the time. They only present with the swelling. That weight loss, fever, they are more common with other type of the TB. Abdominal TB, third more common is the abdominal TB. Abdominal TB abdominal TB, they can in a variety of manner. They can present with ascites, they can present with peritonitis, they can present with obstructive TB, like enlarge of the mediastinal, the mesenteric lymph nodes cause tuberculous obstruction of the intestine. They may present with abdominal obstruction, intestinal obstruction, or they only present with constipation or recurrent diarrhea and weight loss. A variety of presentation of abdominal TB. Okay. And उसके बाद TBM. TBM is tuberculous meningitis. Tuberculous meningitis, they usually present with headache, vomiting, weight loss, decreased anorexia, and they usually do not have fits. They present fits at the latest stage, and decrease GCS at the latest stage. They usually present only with anorexia, fever, headache, and vomiting. Okay, and miliary TB, it is a very short presentation of high-grade fever with breathlessness, and X-ray shows millets in their lung parenchyma. And TB spine or Pott's disease, they present with swelling over the spine. There is a swelling, there is a gibbous over the spine. And if they present late, they may present with decreased movements of the lower limb because of the involvement of that myelitis. That's called decreased movements of the lower limb, or not at all any movement of the lower limb. Decrease. So if they present early, they only present with gibbous or swelling over the spine. But when they present late, they may present with not able to walk or decrease motor activity or sensory activity. So variety of tubercular or presentation depends upon the site that can involve. The common site is the pulmonary, is the lungs. Pulmonary TB is the most common, followed by lymphadenitis, TB lymphadenitis, then abdominal TB, and then others. Renal TB is the rare one. Acha ji. Different types of TB and possible presentations like this. So failure, they present with failure. The common symptoms: failure to thrive, fever, fusion के साथ कैसे present करते? Fusion, they present with the chest pain, abdominal mass, they present with distended abdomen, ascites. If there is a bone involvement of the lower limb, they present with the limb or swelling over the limb or ulceration over their side. Painless lymphadenopathy, sterile pyorrhea, but it's very rare. So next हमारा question क्या है? Risk factor. Risk factor for TB in pediatric age group, particularly less than 5 years. What could be the possible risk factor? क्या हो सकते बेटे जी? Risk factor for TB in pediatric age group, particularly less than 5 years. Immunocompromised. Very good. Immunocompromised. और क्या हो सकता है भाई immunocompromised का? Immunocompromised में वही आगे if they have history of measles, ठीक है? If they have malnutrition, severe malnutrition is one of the risk factors for TB. Immunocompromised, आगे malnutrition, इसी तरह immunocompromised के अंदर known case of HIV, they are more prone to develop TB. ठीक है? Known case of leukemia or lymphoma, they are more prone to develop TB because of immunosuppression or immunosuppressive drug they took. Viral infection, no. Family history, very good. If there is a strong history of contact, particularly history of contact with the sputum positive, Asiphagus bacilli, more chances. They are on high risk for getting TB. Cleft palate, no. Cleft palate में बेटा recurrent aspiration pneumonia के chances ज़्यादा होते हैं, TB के नहीं होते. Loss of cough reflex, no, उसमें भी aspiration pneumonia के chances होंगे. ठीक है? और क्या हो सकता है बेटा जी? Contact is very important. Unvaccinated child. ठीक है, अनवैक्सीनेटेड चाइल्ड के अंदर उसमें पे टीबी वैक्सीन भी आएगी और मीजल्स की वैक्सीन. Those who are unvaccinated completely, they do not get the measles vaccine and develop measles, they becomes more immunocompromised, they becomes more malnourished and more chances of TB in them. ठीक, cleft palate नहीं है. और रह गया कोई risk factor for TB in children? Overcrowding, poor hygienic conditions and overcrowding. हम अपना भी चेक कर लें. So let's say the close contact with the adult TB patient, particularly sputum positive, younger age group. Age group less than 2 years is a risk factor for TB. Poor nutritional status or malnourished child. Live in the closed, ill-ventilated space. History of infections like these infections, measles, whooping cough that decrease, that compromise the immunity of the child, that increase the chance of to get the TB infection. Immunocompromise, immunosuppression, HIV, malignancy. These are all the risk factor to develop TB in pediatric age group. Next is the और क्या हो सकता है? Risk factor हो गया आपका बेटा. And relevant investigation. What do you want to do? How to investigate the child like this in this scenario? What investigation did you send in this scenario? You only send the investigation for this child who had history of cough and fever for the past 2 months. Chest X-ray, tuberculosis test, very good. और क्या करोगे बेटा? Tubercle heart, sputum, very good. Sputum for Gram staining, very good. Or Zeal national stain हो गया ना, AFB हो गया, very good. Sputum culture, very good. Sputum culture, but it takes a long 6 weeks. But sputum culture is necessary to send. Or nowadays we have to send what? Sputum for gene expert, PCR है ना? Gene expert, it comes within 24 hours. Result comes in 24 hours, and it is a very good high yield in sputum. और कुछ भेज रहा है? Supportive में क्या है? IGRA, very good, IGRA. और supportive में क्या भेजोगे? This is for the definitive diagnosis and for the support. Because बच्चों में जो है ना, in pediatric age group, it is very difficult to diagnose TB. कि आप एक gold standard को follow कर लो. क्यों? Because they have a very less chance के because in pediatric age group it is very difficult to send. एक second बेटा, sorry. It is very difficult to collect a sputum in pediatric age group, particularly less than 5 years. So the yield of, and they have very small yield of bacteria in that sputum if they produce sputum. But first of all, it is very difficult to collect the sputum in pediatric age group. Second, they do not have a much quantity of bacilli in their sputum, so you can get easily. So on pediatric age group, we usually diagnosed on PPA scoring. We made this scoring chart. Scoring में that includes all these. That includes the age group, immunosuppression, suppressive status of the child, nutrition status of the child. They all have a separate scoring, and that also include vaccination. That also include history of contact. More if the history of contact with the sputum positive, get more score 4. But if the history of contact is only positive with the sputum negative patient, the score is 2. And scoring also include MT, Montauk test. Scoring also include the gene expert of the sputum or gastric aspirate. It also include X-ray finding or radiological finding, CT or X-ray finding. Whether this X-ray finding is specific or non-specific, the specific finding gets more score as compared to the non-specific finding. On the basis of that scoring chart, all of these, on the basis of the history, risk factor, examination, and investigation, on the basis of the scoring, if the score is is 5, you have to give definitive diagnosis of TB and you have to start ATT. But if the scoring is around 3 to 4, you have only to monitor the patient and further monitor the patient. And if they develop more symptoms and score gets 5 to 6, then you can start ATT, tuberculosis treatment. ठीक है? So बच्चों में किसी एक गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड को फॉलो नहीं करना होता. आपको पूरी हिस्ट्री, एग्जामिनेशन, इन्वेस्टिगेशंस की बेस पे स्कोरिंग चार्ट, PPS, that is called the PPS scoring. On the basis of that scoring, you have made the diagnosis and start treatment. Okay? अच्छा जी, ये इलेक्टिफेरेस ऐसे नहीं कराते हैं. और सपोर्टिव अब हम देख लेते हैं अपने पास. जी. So Montox कैसे लगाते हैं? It is given on the forearm, flexor surface of the forearm. ठीक है? 5 units of the PPT injected, and you have then follow after 72 hours. Basically, we have to look for the induration, and if we can, it depends upon the size of that induration. If it is less than 5, it is considered to be negative or only exposure में. BCG vaccine के साथ 5 तक आ सकती है. From 5 to 7, it is considered to be the positive is considered only if it is more than 10. ठीक है? But if it is less than 10 and the child is not immunocompromised, you consider it as negative. But from 5 to 7, if this MT is 5 to 7 millimeter and the child is less than 5 years of age, or the child is immunocompromised or severely malnourished, you consider it as positive and start it. You consider it Montauk test as positive. But well-nourished child with normal immunity status, and MT is about 5 to 7, you consider it as negative. You do not consider it as only consider positive if it is more than 13 millimeter. ठीक है अब और IGRA, this is the gamma immune radiation assay. This is similar to the Montauk test line, but it is done in the blood, and if it is positive, it supports that the child have tuberculosis exposure, not definitely differentiate whether the child has disease or not. So it's considered in latent tuberculosis. इसके बाद रेडियोलॉजी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. रेडियोलॉजी में अगर ये सिनेरियो पल्मोनरी टीबी में वी फर्स्ट गो ऑफ द चेस्ट एक्सरे, और एक्सरे में फाइंडिंग्स डिफरेंट टाइप की होती. यू मे फाइंड ओनली द नॉन स्पेसिफिक फीचर ऑफ ओनली इन्फिल्ट्रेशंस, bilateral hyaline infiltration, or you may find a lobar patch of consolidation, or you may find segmental collapse finding, or you may find effusion, consolidation with effusion. Various finding with various type of TB. So radiological findings, tuberculosis, but miliary, you may find miliary pattern. Specific as the miliary pattern, or specific radiological finding of tuberculosis is the miliary TB. Second is the mediastinal and paratracheal lymph node, that is specific for TB. And if you found consolidation, that is do not going to respond to oral antibiotic or IV antibiotic, that is the specific radiological finding for TB. Otherwise, non-specific bilateral hyaline infiltration or lymph nodes is the non-specific findings for TB. Okay. Other you can go for important is the sputum AFB, sputum, you can send sputum for AFB, stain and gene expert, and you can also send a sputum for culture. Apart from sputum, because बच्चों में sputum collect करना बहुत आसान नहीं है. Most of under 5 years almost impossible है. So we can go for gastric aspirate. We do gastric lavage. We put an NG tube while the child is on NPO for about 5 to 6 hours. Then we pass the NG tube and collect the gastric aspirate and send that gastric aspirate for gram staining, DR, and gene expert. Otherwise, you can also take the bronchial lavage washing. But the this bronchial lavage or gastric lavage, the efficacy is very low as compared to the sputum. Sputum has very good efficacy for gene expert, but gastric lavage has only efficacy around for 30 to 40, not more than that. And bronchial lavage is on only 10 to 20% efficacy. But you can go for bronchoscopy to look for any bronchial lymph nodes that cause obstruction and cause bronchial lobar collapse. You can do, if the child have pleural fusion on ultrasound and X-ray, you can go for pleural tap and can send that pleural fluid for gene expert, DR, and culture. You can take support from them. And supportive, supportive में basically we can do for CBC, ESR, Martley race, LDH is increased. Okay, these are all supportive only. This is only for the pulmonary TB. But apart from pulmonary TB, if the child, it depends upon the site of TB that the child have, you can send the investigation like for abdominal TB. For abdominal TB, how you diagnose abdominal TB? On the basis of gastric aspirate plus, you have to send CT abdomen, radiological finding of CT abdomen or CT abdomen. Findings क्या होती है usually abdominal CT के अंदर? Mesenteric lymph nodes enlargement, thickening of the bowel loop, presence of ascites. You can send ascitic fluid for tap the ascitic fluid and send it for gene expert and the AFB culture and stain. Okay, like POTS disease में you go for MRI spine. You can easily find the findings, and on the basis of that MRI spine, we diagnose that case. There is collapse of the spine in that case. Likewise, in TB meningitis, you go for the CSF, and on the basis of your CSF finding, you send CSF for DR, culture, and gram staining and gene expert. On the basis of that, you can diagnose, or you can also do CT scan of the brain. You may find tuberculoma. TB brain can present in the form of TB meningitis or as well space occupying lesion like can present with multiple tuberculoma in the brain, or they may present with hydrocephalus. Okay, depends upon the site. You have to send the investigation. Now further हमारी investigations हो गई बेटा जी. अब मैंने क्या करनी है? Relevant investigation and what could be the possible treatment. PPA scoring is only for, yes, PPA scoring is basically for the pediatric age group. इसी की क्योंकि बड़ों में तो sputum collection बहुत आसान हो जाता है. On the basis of that, just sputum AFB you can diagnose that case. लेकिन बच्चों में sputum collection, yield of bacteria बहुत कम होती है, तो बहुत मसला होता है. बहुत हमारे जैसे कि टोटल में से 10% भी हमारे sputum positive नहीं आते बच्चे. फिर इसलिए on the basis of this scoring plan, we diagnose the case. On the basis if scoring is less than 7, we follow up the patient, and if they develops more symptoms and score get more than 7, we start ATT. ठीक है, तो आप लोगों को PPA scoring आनी चाहिए कि what that include is PPA scoring chart. Finally, then investigation के बाद what could be the treatment plan? How you treat a child of this scenario with pulmonary diagnosed at on the like, let's suppose the gene export gets positive and now you have to start treatment. So what treatment plan you have? क्या start करेंगे आप इसको? ट्रीटमेंट में बेसिकली बेटा दो चीजें होंगी. एक तो ट्रीटमेंट में जिसके पीछे भी पेशेंट का मैनेजमेंट करते हैं, फर्स्ट इज द सपोर्टिव मैनेजमेंट एंड सेकंड इज द डेफिनेटिव थेरेपी. डेफिनेटिव थेरेपी इज ऑब्वियसली द एंटी ट्यूबरकुलोस ट्रीटमेंट इन दिस चाइल्ड. ठीक है, एटीटी हमने स्टार्ट करनी है. और सपोर्टिव में क्या आता है? इंक्रीज इंप्रूव न्यूट्रिशन स्टेटस ऑफ द चाइल्ड. ठीक है, और इंप्रूव हाइजीनिक स्टेटस ऑफ द चाइल्ड. यू गिव फॉर द फीवर यू कैन गिव पैरासिटामोल. ठीक है, improve the nutritional status of the child. And definitive treatment is obviously the start of ATT. And what is the plan? Treatment according to WHO guideline क्या plan होता है? TB में क्या treatment देते हैं हम? Basic the principle is कि हम TB में combination of the combinative the drug combination use करते हैं. एक single therapy नहीं देते हैं. And what is the multi-drug therapy? Very good, multi-drug therapy. And what is the idea behind that is we use multi-drug so that different drugs, that some of the drug is bactericidal, some are bacteriostatic, and they act on different cycle of the bacteria. So the combination regime is preferable, have to be used in TB. After the introduction of this multi-regime therapy, the resistance of the TB gets improved. So the combination regime used to treat active disease, to eliminate actively replicating दोनों फॉर्म. जो replicating फॉर्म उसको भी आपने कवर करना है और जो dormant फॉर्म है उसको भी कवर करना है. इसलिए टीबी का ट्रीटमेंट 1 वीक का नहीं होगा. जो एक्टिव रेप्लिकेशन है it gets improved within a month. That's why जो इनिशियल इंटेंसिव फेज होता है ना वो 2 months का होता है, जिसमें आपने जो rapidly active bacteria that get control. And for the next 6 months or 8 months, depend upon the site of the disease, that is basically to control the dormant bacteria. And in that case, we usually use the bactericidal as well as the bacteriostatic drugs. Combination of bactericidal and bacteriostatic drug. The two most common bactericidal drugs are, very good, INH and rifampicin. These are bactericidal drugs. INH and rifampicin is important. First line drug therapy bactericidal is INH and rifampicin. और जो resistant TB होती है, वो उसी के resistant आती है. That's called the MDR disease. So sterilizing drugs and the bacteriostatic or sterilizing drugs is aimed to eradicate those organisms that are less active metabolically. Okay, so we have to start the multi-drug therapy. And WHO guideline क्या है हमारी? ये भी चेक कर लें. Different disease के लिए थोड़ी different guidelines हैं. Like कि जो category 1 होती, category 1 includes the smear positive pulmonary TB. ठीक है, and those in severe form of extrapulmonary TB. और smear negative severe form of pulmonary TB. ये जो तीनों होंगी ना, that is considered in your category 1, cat 1. And cat 1 की therapy is basically for 2 months intensive therapy and 4 months HR, ionazid and rifampicin. Basically, and cat 2 में हमारी relapse और treatment failure वाली आती है. इनकी prolonged therapy होती है. इनकी 5 drugs से start होगी for 2 months and 4 drugs for 1 month, and then इनका continuation phase is for about 5 months. Cat 3 में हमारी less severe form is sputum negative. TB, pulmonary TB, or less severe form of extrapulmonary TB that include the TB lymphadenitis, bone TB. तो उसमें हमने क्या किया? We start with the three drugs for 2 months and 2 drugs for 4 months. Treatment duration is 6 months in both CAT1 and CAT2. But in CAT2, we use 4 drugs for the intensive phase and 2 drugs for continuation phase. As compared to this, जो extrapulmonary TB होती है ना, कुछ हमारी like TBM और abdominal TB, उनका duration भी फिर हम 10 months to 12 months होता है. Pulmonary का usually we take 6 months. Lymphadenitis 6 months. But bone TB, TB meningitis, miliary TB, we get treatment for about 10 months to 12 months. Okay? And last question is how you can prevent or decrease the prevalence of TB in pediatric age group. How do you decrease the prevalence of TB in pediatric age group? क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है? Vaccination, very good. Vaccination, लेकिन बताएं, there is not a good efficacy of vaccination for pulmonary TB. BCD vaccine has only about 10 to 30% efficacy for the BCD, for pulmonary TB. Very poor. But it had a very good efficacy for what? Which type of TB have a very good efficacy for BCD? कौन सी वाली है? Pulmonary TB के लिए तो it's a very poor efficacy. Only 10 to 30%. But in TBM and miliary TB, they have pot disease के लिए नहीं. TBM, tuberculous meningitis, and miliary TB, they have a good efficacy. About 60 to 80% efficacy of BCD regarding miliary TB and TBM. And these are miliary TB and TB meningitis more common in under 5 years of age group with very high morbidity and mortality. That's why we emphasize more on BCG, not for the prevention of pulmonary TB, but to decrease the mortality and morbidity due to miliary and TB meningitis. Okay, so one option is vaccination for the prevention of miliary and TB meningitis. Or option बताओ, और क्या possibility to decrease the prevalence? Immunocompetency, very good. How you improve immunocompetency of the child? Good hygiene, good nutrition, decrease malnutrition in childhood age group. Okay, avoid, very good. Avoid contact with the TB patient. How? So you have a good vigilance. You have to, in your OPD, you have to ask which patients are at risk. You know, what are the risk factors. ठीक है? अगर कोई बच्चा diagnosed होगा, तो उसको हम फौरन diagnosed होने के बाद उसकी पूरी family की screening is very important. जितने बच्चे under 5-year age group, उन सबकी screening with MT, with X-ray होनी चाहिए. Because if they have latent TB, you can treat it by giving INH for about 3 months. According to the WHO guideline, you have to give all the children under 5 years of age group who are in contact with the patient, you have to give INH for 3 to 6 months. Okay, isolation is not that important. Whenever you start ATT, within a week they become sputum negative. Within a week they do not able to spread the disease. So isolation बच्चों में इसलिए important नहीं होती कि बच्चों में sputum production or pressure of the cuff ऐसा नहीं होता, because for the spread of TB they need more big droplets and need more, the cough would have high pressure. Or बच्चों में जो cough का pressure, that is not that much. That's why the pediatric age group के जो बच्चे होते हैं, they do not need isolation. We do not keep TB patient in isolation. We keep in the general ward. Okay, लेकिन adults में, because they have bronchial TB exposed, so they need isolation. तो bronchial TB अगर किसी adolescent age group में may need isolation if they have bronchial TB. क्योंकि whenever the bronchus get eroded, the bacilli get excreted in your air droplets. So there are more chance of a spread. Otherwise, जो TB होती है बच्चों में, they have a very, very less chance to spread. They get TB always from adult. So screening is very important. That is part of your treatment plan. Always, whenever you diagnose a child, screening whole of the family member, adult as well as children, or take X-ray of the day, take good history, do X-ray of all the family members, do MT of all the family members, and if required, do sputum test also. Because whenever you left the adult with TB with that child, they get treatment, and when they get improve, but when the ATT get stopped, they again get infection from that similar patient. If we do not treat that adult patient. That's why screening is very important in the prevention or decreased prevalence of TB in pediatric age group. ठीक है, आइसोलेशन इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. स्क्रीनिंग हमेशा हम ट्रीट तो कर देते हैं, बट वी डू नॉट स्क्रीन द फैमिली. अगर आप स्क्रीन नहीं करोगे, किसी एक को भी टीबी होगी, फिर दोबारा उसको टीबी हो जाएगी. So screening is very important. Counseling is very important. Drug adherence is very important. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ट्रीटमेंट प्लान का ड्रग एडेरेंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर इसलिए डॉट्स थेरेपी जो है ना, कि आप अपने सामने मेडिसिन देना है, इसलिए पेरेंट्स को बोलना है कि गिव मेडिसिन इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. कोई एडोलेसेंट में भी है तो उसको सामने खुद ड्रग्स है, क्योंकि इफ द एडेरेंस इज पुअर एंड दे lack the treatment, they becomes have a more chance to develop resistant TB. That is very difficult to treat. ठीक है, और कुछ रह गया हमारा? दो भी देख लेते हैं बेटा. वैक्सीनेशन हो गया हमारी. So improve the socioeconomic condition, nutrition, health education is very important. Okay, हेल्थ एजुकेशन में लाइक ना कि कॉफ करें तो कहाँ किस तरह कफ करें, कवर करें माउथ को अपने. जब तक स्प्यूटम आएगा तो कवर करना है, तो स्प्यूटम को बाद में जाके डिस्पोज ऑफ किस तरह करना है ताकि स्प्रेड नो टीबी. That is health education is very important. Vaccination is important. Screening is important. ठीक है, and treatment of the infected person in the family, that is also very important to decrease the prevalence of TB in pediatric age group. ठीक है, अभी कुछ रह गया तुम लोगों का? Why isolation is not that important? Isolation is not important in pediatric age group. Adults में तो initially 1 month आपको करनी पड़ती है isolation, because whenever you start antituberculous treatment with 4 drug, they becomes the quantity of the bacteria in the sputum gets markedly reduced within a week. ठीक है, तो ये जो आइसोलेशन का जो पहले कॉन्सेप्ट था ना कि उसके बर्तन अलग कर दें, सब चीजें अलग कर दें, दैट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट नाउडेज. आइसोलेशन इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड नाउडेज. और पर्टिकुलरली इन द पीडियाट्रिक एज ग्रुप, बच्चों में जो टीबी होती है वो ब्रोंकस इन्वॉल्वमेंट बहुत कम होती है. ठीक है, तो और उनके पास जो कफ प्रोडक्शन में ना तब प्रेशर नहीं होता, सो दैट प्रोड्यूस ड्रॉपलेट्स, लार्ज ड्रॉपलेट्स. एंड टीबी स्प्रेड किस तरह होते हैं? ड्रॉपलेट स्प्रेड होता है, रेस्पिरेटरी ड्रॉपलेट से होता है, लार्ज ड्रॉपलेट्स ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन, रेस्पिरेटरी ड्रॉपलेट से. लेकिन बच्चों में प्रेशर कॉफ का इतना ज्यादा नहीं होता कि वो ड्रॉपलेट्स प्रोड्यूस कर सके. दैट्स व्हाई दे डू नॉट यूजुअली स्प्रेड द डिजीज. और दूसरा, उनको ब्रोंकियल टीबी बहुत कम होती है बच्चों में. ब्रोंकियल टीबी में एरोजन के साथ बैक्टीरिया दैट कम्स इन देयर योर इनहेलेशन. सो बच्चों में ये नहीं होता है, दैट्स व्हाई उनको आइसोलेशन की नीड नहीं होती है. वी ओनली ट्राई डायरेक्टली स्टार्ट एटीटी. ठीक है, वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इन ट्रीटमेंट इज दैट you may give steroids. The only indications to give steroids in TB. Otherwise, steroids is contraindicated. Whenever you start steroid therapy in a unknown case of TB, the TB get flare up. You only have to give steroids for about 6 months, then taper off only in case of tuberculous meningitis, TB with pleural effusion, bronchial TB, and tubercle pericardium. Pericarditis के साथ जो TB होती है, उनमें ये इंडिकेशन है, 4 इंडिकेशन के दैट यू हैव टू गिव स्टेरॉइड फॉर अबाउट 6 वीक्स. ठीक है, अच्छा जी, ट्रीटमेंट हो गई हमारी. प्रिविलेंस, हाँ, टीबी ऑलमोस्ट हमारा कंप्लीट हो गया, कवर हो गया ना. कुछ पूछना है आप लोगों को? एनी क्वेश्चन, कुछ डिस्कशन? तो आप बता दो बेटा जी. Any question regarding all these questions? या फिर मैं पूछूं क्वेश्चन? थैंक यू बेटा जी. ठीक है जी, अब मैं ही पूछ लेती हूँ. Abdominal, what are the presenting complaint of any child who have POTS disease? What they can present? POTS disease का बच्चा, बैक पेन, और टीबी में ना पेन कहीं नहीं होता है. स्पाइन लंप, यस, इट इज द गिब्बस, स्वेलिंग. ठीक है, क्योंकि जब whenever the vertebra get collapse, they collapse in the backward direction, they form a spine like this triangular shape, that is called the gibbous. Very good. They most of the time in initial phase they only present with the gibbous, and later on when the nerves get, they develop myelitis. जब only vertebrae get involved ना, तब तक कोई weakness नहीं होगी. When the bone, spinal cord get involved, the nerves get compressed, then they develop the symptoms of weakness or bladder loss. ठीक है, bladder and bowel loss वो होती है फिर इनको. but they have a very good response. Whenever you start treatment, they all get improved with ATT therapy. ठीक है? अच्छा. Any child, if they do not have the mother get the history that he's fully vaccinated, but when you examine the child, you do not find BCG scar. What does it means? ठीक है, हमारे बहुत सारे बच्चे होते हैं ना, हमें पता है कि हमें टीबी का वैक्सीन लगी है बीसीजी की, बट वी डू नॉट हैव अ स्कार. व्हाट डज इट मींस? एनी आइडिया? It means that the technique is not that good. Normally BCG हम कैसे देते हैं? Intradermal. If the technique is not good, they do not form a scar. तो हम फिर whenever you said immunocompromised भी नहीं हो सकता. Very good. Immunocompromised में BCG देंगे, लेकिन बच्चे पैदा होते तो immunocompromised नहीं होगा ना, उसमें फिर क्या होगा? They develop TB because it's a live viral vaccine. Whenever you give BCG vaccine to a immunocompromised child, it is contraindicated, and if you give BCG vaccine to the immunocompromised child, they develop TB directly. ठीक है? तो अगर any child who do not have a scar, you do not always directly give BCG vaccine. First, you have to give MT. If MT is positive, there is no need to give BCG. But if the MT is negative, you can give BCG vaccine to that child. ठीक है? चलो, कोई क्वेश्चन रह गया तो आप बता दें.